Hey, everybody, and thanks for joining us for the latest edition of the Elite Podcast. I'm sitting here with Nixter, who's an amazing returning guest for us. I'm very happy you could join us today. We're talking about how to choose your content as a content creator. It's one of the most important avenues to go down when you're thinking about YouTubing or streaming. It's more or less, what do you want to showcase to the world besides your pretty face? Um, and we get that question a lot, within even our elite group. And I've got a couple of questions here, from the audience. People want to know some things, but starting off, Nick, what do you think in choosing the right content? Do you think it's important to focus on something that is hot, like something that's actually, I would say, interesting and pop culture right now, or do you think it's more important to focus on something that you like?
See, I think there's a fine balance between the two. For me personally, I like playing games that I like because just because something is popular doesn't mean I'm going to like it. And if I'm forcing myself to play a game on stream that I don't like, it's going to show in my presentation that I'm not having a good time. And then the crowd's not going to have a good time. And then they're just not going to come back. So, and like you said, this is the most common question. It's like, what should I stream? What should I stream? And my answer is always what you like. It might be popular. Like I streamed Fortnite a bit when Fortnite was in its heyday. I wasn't good at it, but I enjoyed playing it back in the day, and it was hot. And the thing you have to realize is if something is popular, like if you're looking to grow your channel, just because you play something that's popular doesn't mean you're going to suddenly see a growth of viewership because you will not be the only person playing that game. You're going to be one of hundreds, if not thousands, of streamers uh, trying to get eyeballs to watch you. And if someone is looking for someone that plays, I don't know what's the big game right now, Rust or whatever,
Warzone, yeah.
Warzone, yeah. If they're just searching in the search bar, the one that the top streamers are the ones that have the most viewers, not random ones, which has always been kind of my beef with Twitch is how they kind of bury the small streamers in the search functions. But I mean, hey, if the game is popular and you enjoy it, go right ahead. If a game's not popular and you enjoy it, go right ahead. Because there have been many, many, many times I've literally been the only person on Twitch streaming a certain game. I've
Yeah.
played. I remember back in my early days, I was streaming Worms Armageddon, and
Mhm.
someone came in, and it's just like, oh my god, I have an alert set for someone who's to when someone streams this game. You're literally the only person streaming this game right now. Thank you for playing it. I mean, those kinds of situations are few and far between. But if someone has a general interest in a specific game, they might have an alert for that game, or
Right.
you could be the only person playing it. And there have also been times where I've been at the top of the list of a game played because there's like three other streamers playing it, and I have like 8 viewers. Everyone else has like 3 viewers, so I'm at the top of the list just by default. But um, yeah, number one, I guess a roundabout way of saying play what you like. Just because something is popular doesn't mean you're going to get the eyeballs.
Yeah, and that's a very good point because a lot of people, like, even I have personal friends who started streaming in different, like, different ways, different games, or even if it was just chatting, talking about different things. But I felt like the people who went the stereotypical route of, I'm choosing Fortnite, I'm choosing Call of Duty, I'm choosing League of Legends. These are the people that if they keep streaming, they're doing it because they're really passionate about streaming, and they really like those games because they don't really expect to grow. And unfortunately, like you said before, you and a million other people have chosen to stream Call of Duty or League of Legends, etc., etc. And what's going to make you stand out? Because when people search for that game, you're not going to show up unless you have friends coming to see you. Um, so if you do choose something that is very, very, very popular, the double-edged sword of that is, yeah, there's a lot of people that are interested in it to view it, but you're not by far the only person streaming it. So if you follow like niches, I would say, so let's say if you're a Call of Duty guy, but you could, play a game that's a little bit less in terms of, interests on Twitch, but people would still be wanting to see it. Like, what's remember that game America's Army? Um,
Mhm.
that was like they use that as a training grounds for soldiers, but it's also become a really like a niche popular first person shooter, and people could play that. You could look at other types of games that are relevant to first person shooters and dive into those and showcase. But if you do start streaming and you choose content that is, like I said, League of Legends or Call of Duty, something that a lot of people are using, more than likely you're going to be buried unless you have a Discord group or friends that are willing to come and see you. So it's about,
Exactly, and
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
the other yeah, the other thing too is if you already have an established community. So, both you and I were both variety streamers, and I think I'm more known for playing Pokemon just because like that's kind of my quote unquote main. But when Pokemon Sword and Shield came out last year or
Mhm.
a couple years ago, man, it's been a
I know,
man
right?
years. Oh, time's just kind
It's
of molding
crazy.
together,
Yeah.
but um, everyone was streaming it because it was the new game. But I already had an established base of people that watch me, whether it was my other Pokemon streams or just they like watching me and they just came in. So I didn't. I mean, I still got buried in the search function because I wasn't didn't have hundreds or thousands of viewers, but still, some people once you have an established base of viewership, it doesn't really matter what you stream. If people are watching you because of you, they're gonna watch you regardless of what you play. And if you're gonna be playing a popular game and you already have this like base, you're gonna be kind of pushed up the ratings a little bit and people might, see you earlier than they would before.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. I think that's a specificity that people don't think about is if you've already established a viewership with a game that is, popular with the masses but not necessarily popular with the times like Pokemon, because every single year or not every single year, but whenever the games come out, um people will remember you as he plays it when it's not popping. He plays it, and I like to go watch him play Pokemon when there's not a new game dropping. And then when one drops and everybody else plays it, you play it, people come to you too. So
Hmm.
that's a unique niche, and I like that. That's a good point. Focusing on what exactly you like. So I would say the biggest thing is if you're going to be a streamer, um, it's hard to really justify. Like if you're going to stream and you're going to, let's say, play Call of Duty and get salty when you're not getting views, I'd say just don't stream. Just go and play Call of Duty. But if you want to stream and put on a show and grow a viewer base, find something that more people will come to you for that a million other people aren't streaming, but still focus in that wheelhouse. And that kind of brings me to flowing within your wheelhouse and make content on what's popular as well. So let's say if Call of Duty brings out a game again, maybe play another first-person shooter, but like an indie title. Um, so you can grab those people interested in first-person shooters, or I guess you could say like retargeted viewers that are looking for other first-person shooters because they're watching you Call of Duty on stream and they come to you. That's an opportunity as well. Um, but definitely like what you're doing. I would say. Well, Nick, what would you say to somebody like? Because what I said was, if you're going to stream games like Call of Duty or League of Legends and stuff, I said, don't even bother. And that's kind of like a harsh statement, but I almost mean it to the point where, like, what are you going to do if that's all you want to stream? You're not going to really grow. What would you say to somebody who enjoys only something completely oversaturated?
I mean, I would caution them. I'd say go ahead if you're gonna get some viewers because people are gonna pop in because there are people who would rather watch a smaller streamer just because of the interaction. Because if you're watching someone with thousands or tens of thousands of views, odds are they're not gonna respond to your chat message if they're even watching chat in the first place. But if you've got one viewer, two viewers, someone new might pop in and just be like, "Hey, you're a small streamer and you'll talk to me." So I mean, if someone is into those oversaturated games, I would say go right ahead. I mean, if you enjoy it, absolutely, because your enjoyment will show into your broadcast. But be prepared for a very uphill battle because you're not gonna, get your thousands or tens of thousands of views unless something crazy happens. Like it's a one in a million chance where something crazy happens, it goes viral, and then everyone comes to see you. But other than that, I wouldn't really expect it.
Yeah, yeah. That's definitely a fair statement. And then I guess on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you're somebody who's a crazy variety streamer, does a lot of things that are kind of obtuse and outside of people's normal perspective, um, I mean, I feel like they have a better chance of growing than somebody who's consistently pushing games that everybody else is streaming. But do you have any advice for those types of people? Like, stick with that, keep it variety, or maybe find even a more specific area within that variety. Like, okay, you do rogue games, rogue dungeon crawlers, you do this, you do that. Or would you say just keep doing what you're doing, play all these crazy games?
Well, for me, so I started streaming Pokemon mostly out of, well, one, my love of Pokemon, but two, out of necessity, because I started streaming on a very crappy laptop that could barely handle its existence,
Yeah.
let alone streaming. So I had to play something that wouldn't go too hard on it. And, Pokemon games from the late 90s, early 2000s, it somehow managed to, be able to play it. But
Mhm.
I've played those games to death throughout my life. And I don't know how many people out there want to watch someone just play a vanilla playthrough. So I spiced it up, and still to this day, it's kind of how I play Pokemon with randomizers or like different challenges. I'm not going to go into the specifics of Pokemon challenges because not everyone knows what those are. But if you're, you know, into like if you're a variety streamer and you're into um maybe niche game, not that Pokemon's a niche game, but like you're into like a niche field or whatever, and you're not getting the views, maybe try to spice it up by maybe try speed running, or maybe like there's weird challenges, or maybe there's a mod for the game and you can get like weird hilarious things to happen. Because I know for me, I've played the crap out of Pokemon throughout my whole life. I pretty much know at least the earlier games inside and out. And I just find like the randomizers and all the challenges I do, it creates some extra excitement and breathes new life into this 20-year-old game, 25-year-old game now. Um, that it actually the people that come to watch me that are Pokemon fans, they're really into it because there are just hilarious things that happen sometimes, unexpected things. So yeah, if you're a smaller streamer and you're trying to play, bunch of different games and you're not really getting the views, maybe just try finding a way to spice it up by mods or challenges or speed running, something like that.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's actually a great point for what we said before. It kind of counteracts what I said if you're going to just stay within that focus of I have to play what's hot because that's what I like, even though I'm not going to get the views. But if you switch it up and do something unique and create like a unique selling point for yourself, for example, that one guy who plays Call of Duty and he you only uses knives, um, or like if you're playing League of Legends, I don't know, man,
Yeah.
like put a blindfold on, wear scuba gear, and pick one hero. I don't care,
I've
but stand out.
I've seen a streamer play Mario Kart using the Donkey Kong bongo drum
Yeah, I
as a
saw that.
controller. So like there's all sorts of weird things. And hey, even channel points. Like utilize your channel points for weird things. Like I have one where someone can nickname the next Pokemon,
Hmm.
for example. But I've seen people, oh, I have to hold the control upside down, or Flemma's challenge where she has to use mouse and keyboard.
Oh, I love that. I love that when somebody's
Yeah,
not
when
used to it.
she's not used to mouse and keyboards, like stuff like that. One, it gets you the interactivity, and two, it's just like it's fun because personally, like I know not everyone watches a streamer because they want to see them react. Sometimes someone wants to watch a League of Legends streamer because they just want to watch someone play League of Legends. But for me, I like it when the streamer sucks at a game
Oh
because
yeah.
it's funny because I think the gaming community as a whole, like the whole stereotype is, the epic gamer, like the whole ninja, losing is not an option. The minute you think it's okay to lose is the minute you've lost twice kind of thing. Like that's 99% of gamers don't think like that. 99 and you know, there are definitely some that rage when they lose, but then there are also some that just have hilarious reactions. They're just they sit there in defeat, which is like me every time I lose a video game, which is constantly.
Yeah, I start stuttering like Don Vito when I lose. It's ridiculous. No, that's super smart. Like, use the tools available to you to create those types of engaging opportunities with your viewers, like challenges, channel points. So, You could use it on both areas here. So if you were streaming something popular, it gives you an edge because, for example, like if Flemma was, she's one of our elite streamers. If she was playing a game and she uses controller mostly, um, like a first person shooter online, and all of a sudden channel points say use your mouse and keyboard, it's going to be hilarious to watch. So even though she's playing Call of Duty and somebody else is playing it that's really good, it's going to be more entertaining for a lot of people to watch Flemma fuck up.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, so that's a good opportunity. Like we said before, there's different branches you could take if other people are getting the views that you're not getting. Like, changing it up a little bit, playing within your wheelhouse and playing a different, game, but that type of game, or using your challenges to make yourself look like an ass. Um, for the fun of it, and get your community engaged. Like Nick said, he plays Pokemon, but the community can name the Pokemon, and not every big streamers don't have that luxury. Chat flies by,
you're
chat.
you're you're not gonna see it.
No, and they don't have those types of challenges. Like, there's a reason for that because there's too many people. So you're not going to be able to be like, all right, everybody name the fucking Pokemon, and now I've got 700 names. It looks like I'm at Ellis Island right now. What am I supposed to do with this list? So yeah, man, those are very, very good points.
I've always said those big streamers with the thousands of chat members is the exact same as being a streamer with one viewer because you can't really depend on the chat interactivity because unless you're picking out one message at a time, you can't really hold a conversation. The best you can do is pick out one chat message and kind of build off that.
Yeah,
You can't have that like one to one interaction because it's impossible. It is, and there are times where I'll have nowhere near 1,000 viewers, but I'll have more viewers than average, and my chat's going by. It's like, sorry guys, like I'm trying to catch up as best I can.
yeah, yeah. And side note, but don't be afraid, guys. If you can't get every message, it's okay. Something that I like to do is like I'll have my phone down below with the chat on too, and I'll just scroll if I need to, if I don't want to like alt tab.
Mhm.
It's a little tip, but yeah, try to keep consistent with chat and anything you could do to bring engagement or allow them to take part in your game or your content. That's going to help you stand out. And now, like, I mean, another thing too is what about you know just chatting streamers? Like, what's popular right now, right? Body paint, ASMR, um, just chatting, political streamers, and the same thing applies to them too. Like, stand out, do something that allows your audience to engage with you. And if everybody's doing one thing, change it up a little bit. Throw a monkey wrench in there.
Although maybe as a political streamer, you don't want to stand out because you might edge on the verge of QAnon or whatever there.
You might be in the militia.
Might cause an insurrection or something.
That's right, Texas. We're breaking off, doing it.
But yeah, I mean, it's a bit tougher in the just chatting categories, just because you're really just talking. Like I've only done a couple just chatting streams in my life.
Yeah,
A couple have been like when I moved into my house, and it's like, hey, here's my like this is the first house I've owned. Here's a tour of my house. Or then I did one after a hockey game kind of thing, and you know, it it depends. Like I already had some kind of viewership, so people were again coming for me, not so much because of what I'm talking about. Um, but it's obviously easier to once you've established your base, it's a lot easier to get the viewership regardless of what you're playing.
right.
Because right now my two mains, right now my main games I'm playing are Pokemon Stadium 2 and Far Cry New Dawn, two games that are nowhere close to each other in terms of content.
Yeah.
But I have a couple of my regulars come in and they make fun of how bad I am at first person shooters. And it's fine because I know I'm terrible at it, but I think that's part of the enjoyment is just like watching me struggle.
I mean, yeah, that's the point. I mean, like, because once you build the base of people like you and they start to like your personality, that's when you said this way earlier, so you could switch it over and play whatever you want. At times, you sometimes you go fishing and you play your niche. You do what brings people in, but then you could take them somewhere else. You could take all the fish in the boat and go to a different harbor. Um,
Mhm.
Man, I fucking love analogies.
The only risk is I know Ninja when he was on Twitch,
Yeah,
um, when Fortnite was at the height of its popularity and Ninja was at the height of his popularity, there would be like he wouldn't always stream Fortnite. He would mostly stream Fortnite, but sometimes he'd switch games. But his viewership halved, if not quartered, when he wasn't playing Fortnite. but that's because his established
Hmm.
base that he had were people who wanted to watch someone who's good at Fortnite. They didn't care about Call of Duty. They didn't care about whatever other games he was streaming about. They just wanted to watch someone play Fortnite.
Yeah.
And the other danger of playing one specific game, not so much League, because that game's kind of endured, but something like Fortnite is, I keep going back to Fortnite, but it's the low hanging fruit. It's just it's gonna run out eventually. The Steam's gonna run out. Like I haven't played it in years. I don't know anything about the game anymore. You even look at the games this past summer that were popular, like Phasmophobia, that kind of died. Well, granted, it is a horror game, so it was mostly an October thing.
Yeah.
Among Us kind of died down. Fall Guys, that kind of died
Oh
down.
yeah.
These games, like they have a shelf life of maybe a month or two of like peak popularity, and that is something else you want to be aware of. If you want to be an Among Us streamer or a Fall Guys streamer, it's going to drop off at some point. It's something Fortnite lasted quite a while, which was kind of shocking. But if you're going to stick to one game, just remember the popularity is going to die out. And if you think it's hard to get the viewers when the game's popular, just wait until no one cares anymore.
Right. Yeah. You have to work on your personality. You have to work on yourself, your brand, more than anything. Um, that's a good idea for doing those unique things, different types of games in the same wheelhouse, or using challenges or approaches so people can engage with your stream. So build yourself. Numero uno, always.
Yes, absolutely.
Man, yeah, it's so wild to think about with Fortnite breaking away and becoming the behemoth that it was, but so many other games, like everything has this weird short shelf life, and everything's a trend. And then there's those couple of like unique gems that always shine through. Fortnite's one of them.
Mhm.
Um,
Pokemon Go was one. That one's a bit harder
yeah,
to stream, but I mean, my wife, who's not a gamer at all, like me, her sister, and my brother-in-law, we'd all we'd go out hunting for Pokemon. We'd drive around town and
yeah,
stop at the public library. So and Fortnite was one too, where I was talking to people at work, and there were like non-gamers getting into Fortnite.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Every single time, like I have nieces and nephews and like younger, I guess you could say like second cousins. Every single one of them has to be playing Fortnite. It's their thing. Even if they're like mostly into sports, it's Fortnite. So it it
Hmm.
it extends and breaks beyond the pale of what you'd expect the gaming community to be, and it like explodes into other avenues. And that's where I'm like waiting for the Fortnite movie. There's got to be one. They made a fucking Angry Birds movie. They're gonna make a Fortnite
apparently,
movie.
apparently, the second one was better than the first one.
I don't
My
even know
friend
what to
told
say.
my friend told me that. I'm like, there's no way. And I looked on like Rotten Tomatoes, and the first Angry Birds movie has like 35%. The second Angry Birds movie is like 80%. Like
What?
both viewers and critics.
Angrier Birds, the sequel.
Yeah, usually sequels suck, but and then sequels to bad movies are worse. But no, this one was apparently really good. So
Yeah.
there's your random fact of the day. Angry Birds 2. Go see
It's
it, I guess.
if you want to impress your date, show them Angry Birds 2 and blow their mind.
Yes. Yep.
I
That's how I
love
got
it.
my wife to marry me.
Yeah, that's I remember I saw that in your no, I'm just kidding. Um all right, cool. I think we covered most of everything you guys needed to know today about how to make sure that you're choosing the right content. And I think, some takeaways if you want to go back and listen again is just to make sure that you're enjoying yourself. Obviously, you can't stream if you're not because people will pick up on it. And look for a way to stand out and get your viewership to engage with you. What do you think, Nick? Do we miss anything?
No, I think that's it. As me and my friend would say when Ninja's popularity was going down. Hey, maybe try streaming a new game.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate your time. We can't wait to catch you guys with season 2 of the Elite Podcast. Don't forget to jump on. We're going to start talking about current trends and pop culture, and we're going to have open discussions and open forums. So we're excited for you guys to be able to listen to that. So hope you guys could learn a lot from the first season of the Elite Podcast and build your stream. Until next time, guys, this is the Nixter and St. Maddie signing off. Bye bye.